there's a lot of parallels that you can draw with online poker, comparing it to sports analytics as well. So the main parallel that you would be able to draw, the difference in terms of two different things, would be efficiency. So online poker, when it first started, there was a massive boom, and there was a lot of really bad players online, and they were called the fish. The good players were called the sharks. And then as time went on, the sharks ate all the fish, and then the sharks ended up having to play each other. And then it becomes more of like a zero-sum game where it's very difficult to beat each other. But in sports, when you compare that to sport, it's completely different, because while American sports is a lot more efficient in terms of like the recruitment models and stuff like that, I think in football, and to a greater extent even in cricket, it's much different. There's not much efficiency in terms of the recruitment market compared to American sports, at least. And having seen how poker evolved from that being completely inefficient to efficient in the space of like not even a decade, to see that happen in cricket, I think will happen eventually, but it might take longer than a decade, maybe like 20 years or something like that.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess the one thing that I took out of the first thing that you said there is I don't feel so bad about losing money on online poker now, because I probably came in when it was just the sharks left.
Yeah, there's good people who spend like hours and hours and hours devoting their lives to like game theory optimal strategies and stuff like that, with like machine learning and stuff. So all the money will always rise to the top. Okay, so if someone beats a lower level, then they'll try a high level, then they'll lose to someone who's better than them, and then eventually it just all progresses to the top. And these are the guys who are doing like machine learning and stuff like that. These are highly intelligent people making big money out of it. So they're just it's very, very difficult for like a recreational player to win on a long-term basis. And also that kind of brings me on to another point about sample size as well, because it's easy to get carried away and say, okay, well, I won a few times in home games or a few times online or whatever, and yeah, let's go. It must be really easy to make money. Well, no. Usually you need like 30,000 hands at least at a given level to work out if you're what your expectation is at that level. And that this is so interesting to compare to cricket, for example, because like some analysts confuse me a lot, because they'll judge a guy's average on like against a different sort of particular bowling type, for example, on like 300 balls, and I'm like, how is that fair to do that? An average can fluctuate wildly, a couple of drops or edges that don't carry or whatever, and suddenly you'd have had four dismissals or more than what you actually would have had in that sample. It's really flawed to think of sample size in such a small number in cricket, when you've got like in poker 30,000 hands you would look at. It's completely different. So there's a couple of good comparisons there, and some other stuff as well, like if you're playing against someone on a regular basis, you have to mix it up. You have to be a bit unpredictable, because and it's the same with cricket as well. If you use a predictable strategy the whole time, you're gonna be exploited eventually, and it's exactly the same. So there's so many kind of parallels and equivalents in across the two areas.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you'd like to check out more of our content, go to sporttechdaily.com or follow us on social media across Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram.